Frozy, welcome back to the channel. I'm happy to see y'all. Hopefully y'all happy to see me on this beautiful Tuesday. First thing I want to say is thank you. Thank you for everybody's support yesterday. You know, when you go through something in life, even if you're in good spirits about it, the reality of it is we all have a shell. We all have, we're all guarded in a certain way. Some people are, more out there than others, but we all have something that we're trying to protect. I think even as men, that when we're going through something, it's like, nah, I'm cool, man. You bang your toe on the edge of the bed, and it's like, in the house, you like, fuck, like you rolling around like you just got shot. You know what I mean? But a fucking a cinder block falls on your foot in public, and you like, oh, I'm all right. And like every bone in your foot ain't shattered. We have that complex about us where it's like, I'm good. But the truth of the matter is we all human. We all got feelings. We all worry. I say all that to say I appreciate all the donations, every piece of merch that everybody bought yesterday. Thank you, man. The support is needed. The support is needed. Obviously, y'all know I lost my job. And I told everybody I did a blog about it. If you didn't see the live, go back and check it out from yesterday. But I just wanted to say I appreciate the culture and my supporters rallying together to help me out. It's going to be a long journey, and guess what? I'm going to be here every single day because we got nothing but time on our hands. I'm my own boss now. I don't have a manager, and that freedom is priceless. Now, what you do with that as a man is totally up to you. What I'm going to do about it is do what I'm doing now. Okay, so what we talking about today, Froze? I'm going to tell you. Battle leagues, TBL, any league, I don't care. RBE, if they want to come back, King of the Dot, any league, even if you're a one and done league, we have to start prioritizing mic checks. Rose, you doing a blog about mic checks? Yes, the fuck I am. Why? Well, we do mic checks already. No. I am talking about extensive mic checks. During the TBL event, there was a point where the mics got so bad, one of the sound guys left the venue, went to a store, and bought new mics while we were doing an intermission. Remember that long-ass hour intermission? They were going to buy new mics. But the truth, and I appreciate them doing that, but the truth of the matter is, if you would have spent Friday doing that, you would have been able to catch that these mics were shit. And you would have been able to go get new mics for Saturday and salvage the event. And I just think that mics should never be an issue. Mics should never be a reason why the pay-per-view is being refunded. Mics should never be a reason why the experience is being trashed to a fan. And I just think if an event's on Saturday, maybe we need to stop prioritizing those Friday face-offs so much. TBL did great with their promo for this Philly event. They had a Rosenberg Raw versus Chilla face-off. They had a Snake Eyes versus Bill Collector face-off. They had a Reed versus Core face-off. They had an Easy versus Cassidy face-off. And the promo was spectacular. I don't necessarily know if we need these face-offs on Friday when an event is ran and a promo is ran that well. I don't think we needed a press conference. I think battle leagues are prone to feel like I got to get these sales. I got to get this last message out to them so I can up these sales. Newsflash, if they're there at the face-offs, a lot of them are already sold, right? So I just think we can use that Friday for sound checks. Maybe have a dummy battle. Maybe have a battle. Maybe do 3 battles on some lower tier guys that'll just be happy to be a part of the show that won an opportunity. And even if it's staff only, it doesn't matter. We're checking the mics. We're making sure the mics are good, right? Making sure these speakers are good, because that cannot be a reason why a mega event does not go well, right? you know, if your budget is 50,000, your budget is 50,000. I know TBL's budget was damn near 300,000, probably, if not more. So, you know, I just feel like we've ran into mic issues. We're in year 15, 16 of battle rap actually being a sport, battle rap being something that's sold to people. Yeah, I just think that has to be something that's it's imperative. It's a must. Trying to figure out if the mics are good on the day of the event a few hours before. I just don't feel like that's the best measure. Like that's the best route for success, right? I just don't feel like, you know, you're going into the event just hoping something goes well. You want to know Friday if you need different mics. You know what I mean? You want to know early on, especially when you got Cassidy versus Easy or a mega battle like that as your main event. You know, Jay the Nightwing versus A Ward was terrible, right? Jay the Nightwing versus A Ward was a terrible battle. Now, you can say, well, you know, that battle wasn't for Philly. Well, Philly wouldn't have been able to tell you that because they couldn't hear it, right? But even if you could hear it, the momentum that it was stealing from the battle, that it was going in and out, the audio was here, then it wasn't there. In the building, on stream, you guys on stream weren't the only people who couldn't hear it. So, you know, there's in no universe would A Ward and Jay the Nightwing just be a trash battle. It wouldn't. It was trash. So that can't happen. You can't forfeit a Jay the Nightwing versus A Ward type matchup and you know, leave it out there to the point where it's such a bad battle. People are trying to make sense of it. It was the mics. It was the mics. If people could have heard, like, first of all, Jay the Nightwing sound like he was rapping on a walkie-talkie under fucking water. And he already has like a unique voice and sound, right? But it sounded like he was rapping underwater. And then A Ward sounded like he was rapping before puberty. Like, for some reason, his mic like made his voice sound ultra like teenagery. It was a pain to get through. And that battle on any other like setting would not be a pain. It would be a joy to watch. That's how imperative the mics are. We're going from a battle that should just be an automatic banger to one that's hard to watch. Battle Leagues, just do a little bit more work on Fridays, right? Let's start booking the dummy battles. And then we don't have to call them that. That's a bad name to give them. Let's start booking, you know, 2 to 3 battles of some up and comers, maybe even if they're local, and we're really just checking the mics. Right? That's what you do. Whatever city you go into, you know they got some local battlers that want to battle, even if they fucking suck. Maybe you find somebody locally that's hot, right? And that way, you know, you bring in 2 to 3 battles of some locals because they'll bring in a bunch of 50 of their fucking homies. Everybody got a homie that won a battle, and then if he get a battle on the event, the whole neighborhood's coming. So you can somewhat get that crowd. All right, you're not going to get the hundreds of people that are going to be in the building, but you book 3 battles, six fucking rappers, that at least be 70 people. At least we, you know, be able to hear the mics while somebody's cheering. It's just somewhat of a simulation, a test run. Froze, why are we sitting here talking about mics in the morning? Because I don't want fucking microphones to be the reason why we're having a trash ass battle. Can't be the microphone's fault. That is could you fucking imagine if all day you wanted to watch the Lakers in Boston play, right? The Lakers and Celtics, or you know, the Thunder versus, you know, the Warriors. 10 o'clock, it's gonna be on ESPN. And then at 10:05, they're throwing the ball up, and then they can't play because the ball's a little flat. It's like, yo, I can't dribble this shit. The ball, like the basketball for an NBA game, just cannot be flat. It has to have air in it. It needs to work properly for the game to operate. We need to start looking at the microphones like our basketball. That's our basketball. The basketball can never be flat. It has to work. Right? You get that analogy? Our microphones in battle rap need to be looked at as basketballs in basketball. That's how important it is. We can't play the fucking game without the basketball. You get what I'm saying? That's all I want to see. I want to see that incentive on Fridays, and I'll help if I'm a part of this shit. You know what I mean? But we're not in position to have flops. I want TBO to get some leeway, but even still, in totality, if we give TBL leeway, which they deserve, it's the culture doesn't get that much leeway, because even though TBL's new in their campaign, the culture has had many flops. The culture has had many events that were duds. The culture has had cancellations. The culture has took money from people and not delivered what they said they were going to deliver. So even though TBL is new, unfortunately, they're going to catch some of that too. They're not absolved of that because that's the business. So I say all that to say, don't let something that's imperative, that we need, that should be the top priority, be the reason why we have a flop. Such a simple fix. Such a simple fix. Just run more mic tests, put more incentive in audio and sound checks, get to that venue, make sure they don't have bullshit speakers, make sure they have the capabilities to do what you're trying to do. And then I think we will have more success in charging people to watch these events. It shouldn't be more to complain about rather than enjoying the experience. We got to tighten up. We got to tighten up. If your friends won't tell you, Frozy will.